My birth mom dumped me at 6 because I wasn't the boy she wanted. 20 years later, she called like we were close and said, "Your sisters need college money." I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just said, "Wrong number," and hung up. I'm 25 now, and I run a few little cafes in my town. People see the apron and the receipts and think I've always been fine. They don't see the kid I used to be, standing in a hallway with a backpack on, listening to my parents get excited about me disappearing. I was the third and oops baby. My parents already had 2 girls, and they decided the universe owed them a son. When I showed up as another daughter, something soured. My sisters got the best of everything. I got leftovers and lectures. If I complained, my mom snapped, "Stop being difficult." She also got weirdly obsessed with saving money. She chopped my hair short. She shoved me into oversized hand-me-downs and told people I was a tomboy anyway. At school, kids laughed and called me names. When I begged for a normal uniform, she hissed, "You don't get to be picky." My dad was inconsistent. Sometimes he acted neutral. Most days he stayed quiet and let my mom steamroll me. I learned fast that tears just made them louder. Then one afternoon, I came home from the playground shaking. I'd been bullied again. I walked into the kitchen and saw 2 brand new holiday outfits on the table. For my sisters, bright colors, tags still on. Something in me snapped. I grabbed scissors. I cut fabric. I cut ribbons. I cut until my hands hurt. My mom screamed like I'd set the house on fire. My dad didn't ask why. He just stared at me like I was a problem that finally got a solution. A week later, I heard them whispering about adoption, like they were returning a broken appliance. They waited. Nobody wanted me. My mom made sure I knew it. "Even strangers don't want you," she'd say, smiling. Then my dad found a couple in the next town. Older, poorer, desperate for a child. The night before the trip, my dad stood in my doorway and said, "Pack your stuff. Tomorrow morning." The next day played in slow motion. The truck door slammed. My sisters giggled in the driveway. My mom didn't look back. My dad's hands stayed on the wheel. The town signs blurred past the window. My throat burned, but no sound came out. When we arrived, the couple opened the door like they'd been waiting for sunshine. The woman's eyes filled up. The man crouched down and said, "Hi, kiddo. You're safe here." Safe felt fake, but they proved it. They gave me a tiny room, a real bed, my own lamp. They fed me first. They got me back into school. I stopped flinching when someone was kind. I started helping at their food truck, learning numbers at the cash box, and pride behind the counter. Years later, I finished college and opened my first cafe, then another, then another. I moved my adoptive parents into a better place, and I finally had a home that didn't feel like a punishment. Last month, my birth father walked into my cafe like a ghost with a grin. He hugged me in front of customers, like he hadn't driven me away. He said he was proud. My stomach went cold. That weekend, he came back with my birth mom and my sisters. No apology. My mom actually said, "You should be grateful. We found you good parents." I smiled and said, "I am." The next day, she called demanding $20,000 because they were struggling. Not once did she ask if I was okay. Not once did she ask what they did to me. She just asked what I could do for them. I made one stupid, hopeful choice and sent it anyway. A week later, she invited me to reconnect. Not at their house, at the fanciest restaurant in town. The menu hit the table and my sisters ordered like they were trying to punish my wallet. My birth dad grinned and said, "Get the most expensive. My daughter's a big deal now." I paid. I left. I didn't answer calls for months. Then my mom tried again. "Your sisters had to drop out. You'll fund their education." "I'm not paying anything," I said. She exploded. "We birthed you. You owe us. Your sisters are your responsibility." And that's when I finally said the line I'd been holding for 20 years. "My parents are the ones who chose me." I told her, "You're just a voice I barely recognize." She started screaming. I cut her off. "Wrong number," I said again, and hung up. I blocked them all. My cafes stayed open. My real mom still texts me to eat lunch. And the silence from my birth family, it finally sounds like peace.